get the best brief for your client. Now, you may have gotten a particular property in a choice area, and the client tells you, okay, this property is good, but I need, let's say, 5-bedroom apartment, and the one you already have is just 4-bedroom apartment, and you are going from one place to the other. Maybe you are just getting another location, and someone calls you, okay, I have a property somewhere that you might like. I believe your client will like this one too. So you are constantly on the move. What you need to do is you get insurance. I already stated that earlier. Travel insurance. If you are one that is always on the move as an agent, inspecting property from one location to the other, ensure you have insurance that covers you. Not just you, there may be other persons who travel alongside with you. Let's say you have 2 other persons who are working under you. Also get insurance that covers both you, the person that are working under you, also your car, in case you have one. Also get appropriate insurance to cover all of these things. But when you fail to do them, the money you are going to get from the deal you want to sell may not be enough to cover for the repair or any damage you may suffer in the course of moving from one place to the other. So it is appropriate, or it's recommended therefore, that you ensure that appropriate insurance is gotten for both yourself and the persons that are working with you. Another thing you can also look at as an agent is market uncertainty. What is market uncertainty? There is no fixed amount for a particular property that, okay, because it's 10,000 today, it will always be 10,000. There are some events that may prevent that property from being sold at that same rate which you had already agreed. Let's say, for instance, the property was marketed and it was said that the property will go for 1 million naira. Let's use that. The property is going for 1 million naira, and after inspection, it is later discovered that there is something that whoever is purchasing the property needs to do before you be able to enjoy that particular property. That will go a step further to reduce whatever value of that particular property. We had a similar transaction recently where we have already completed everything, and you discover that, okay, there's this thing that is going to cost the purchaser some money, and that was not envisaged while the transaction sum was being negotiated. And once that comes in, you have to have a review of the amount which the property is going to be sold for. Apart from that, there are some natural events that may occur, and once that particular event has happened, it has a way of affecting the price of that particular property. Let's say there is flooding in that particular area, and if it's found that, okay, flood usually occurs here, it means therefore the owner or the person who is purchasing is going to ask for a certain amount, because he needs to do certain things to protect himself properly against flooding, maybe in the near future. Another thing that can also affect prices of market uncertainty now is inflation. Let's say you are told the purchaser that, okay, the property is going for the sum of 1 million naira, but certain events have happened, let's say in space of 2 weeks or more, that has a way of impacting on the price of that particular property. In this sense, the price of the property is going to go higher. Another thing that can also happen is when in the neighborhood, other property around there have been sold for a higher sum, which has similar features and all of that, and the person who owns the property may want to sell at a higher sum. If the deal has not been concluded already, it means the person is going likely to ask for something higher than what you had already bargained for. So some of these things also has a way of impacting on your profits that you may make as a property agent. Once you tell the property purchaser, okay, I'm very sorry, the amount I told you yesterday is no longer what the property is going for, the person may be disappointed and may find you to be someone who is unreliable and not trustworthy. So you must ensure you disclose to the person at the earliest time. Another thing you can do to prevent all of this from happening is to have a pre-contract. always have your contract signed at the earliest possible time. You can sign a document beforehand that, okay, this property is going for the sum of 1 million naira. Let's get it signed today. If you fail to sign a deal at the earliest possible time, once the price changes, since you don't have a document already signed, it's not possible for you to hold the person to ransom, okay, because we already agreed. That may not be enough. The person will ask, did we sign any agreement to that effect that you are going to buy this property for 1 million naira? You say no. The best thing the person will say, we were still negotiating when I told you I'm no longer selling at that rate. So you must ensure that you get a deal signed at the earliest possible time. Another thing that you also need to do is to ensure you do proper market survey. If you don't do proper market survey and you go ahead to fix an amount, you may end up selling the property for undervalue. What can bring about this? Let's say you are selling a property on Lagos Island because someone told you, okay, I sold a property around that particular area sometime last year for the sum of 1 million naira, and you are still going on with that idea that, okay, the property should be sold for 1 million naira, and your owner comes to tell you, I am not selling my property for that amount. That may put you in trouble, and the owner may not be able to understand the fact that you used the idea of the property around that area being sold for 1 million naira the previous year. He may believe that you have taken some amount of money from the entire transaction. So you must ensure you disclose everything to either party at the earliest possible time, that you know trouble may come from. That's what you need to do as a property agent. So as we have highlighted already, if you are a property agent, there are risks that you are bound to face, injuries, accidents, and all of that. You must ensure that you take appropriate measure. If it's a property under construction, ensure you wear protective equipment. There are some clothes that are required to be worn when you are entering a new building that's under construction. There are also things that you also need to do by giving appropriate notice to occupants of the property. So all of these things are what you need to put into consideration while dealing with any property that has been given to you to deal with as an agent. Another one you can also do that I have already stated is for you to get insurance. Ensure you are insured. Ensure that the persons who are working with you are properly insured. Your means of transportation, whether vehicle or motorbike, ensure you get insurance for it as well. Also study the market before putting out a property for sale, and if there is any change in the price, communicate to parties at the earliest possible time. And since you are acting on behalf of someone, always disclose your principal to the other person. Let them know I am not the owner of the property, so that when legal actions come, you always have an escape route. That's how far we can go today. I believe you have learned one or two things, and it will help you to do better as a property agent. I remain Destiny Unuati Ijibo. Follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, to get more updates on management of risk in real estate transaction. Next week, we'll be having another interesting session that deals with property investor. What are the things that you need to look out for and how you can save yourself? Thank you for being part of this session today. See you next week.